Today I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to Ishtar rat in hordes and patrols. Now this is not going to be a cheap fit, this is going to be high performance. For the most part I'm missing a couple modules that will be faction eventually, but for now this is what I've got. So I'll show you my fit. Boom. Now this can easily make you about 60-70 mil an hour just running hordes and patrols. So here we go. So we got 1.6 bill, which is a lot, but you know what, for the amount of safety in making this ISK, it's perfectly safe as long as you have an intel system and you have local open. I mean, nobody can catch you. Honestly, this is the safest friggin' thing you could possibly fly. It warps off almost instantly. It has like a 5.6 second warp, which is ridiculous. And if you have your prop mod on while you're cycling it, you could warp off in like 3. Okay, so as soon as somebody comes in, you just cancel, warp to station, cancel your prop mod, and you're off in like 3 seconds. Okay, super safe. Now you'll see the drones I'm running here: augmented infiltrators, geckos. So like whichever augmented medium drones are the best in your space. Obviously this will be the best in Garista space because look at the defenses on thermal and kinetic are the highest. Okay, so I'm using this in drone space. I have absolutely no problem. You could even probably run less tank on this in your rig slots. If you're running in Garista space, you could run no tank in your mid slots. You could probably put drone navigation or drone durability. I mean, honestly, you don't need drone durability, okay? Never mind, I never even said that, because your drones will never be targeted, okay? Your ship is the only thing that will ever be targeted. The main reason is you fly into the site, you don't target anything, you just launch your drones, you drop your MTU, which is, boom. So if you don't know what an MTU is, that's a mobile tractor beam, mobile tractor depot. So you drop this and it'll basically just suck in all the wrecks and the loot for you, and you basically just orbit this thing at 1,000. So make sure you're away from any structures or anything when you warp into the site. If you have to fly out a little bit before you drop this thing, just fly out a little bit before you drop this thing. Then orbit it at 1,000. Alright, turn your prop mod on, turn your medium shield booster on. So like right now I'm running, okay, so I'll go through the modules and I'll explain how you do it after. So in my rig slots, because I'm in drone space, they do primarily EM damage. So if you do want to tank this thing out, you want to tank it out to whatever rats are in your area. So like Garista space, you're going to want kinetic and thermal, right? So probably thermal because this thing's already got a lot of kinetic. If you're in like Bloods, I think they do, I don't know, thermal or explosive. No idea, I've never ratted there. And then, same with the other space, I forget what the hell they're called. But anyway, primarily I've done Garista and drones. So, EM damage for drones. You want to fill up your top slots with just nothing but, salvager ones if you want to actually salvage the entire site. Although with this build, you really don't need the salvager ones. I've salvaged, 2/3 of the site before it's finished with just the, so like I'll show you here, with just the salvager one. Okay, so you when you launch your drones, you'll launch your salvager one with them, right? And then as soon as you kill the first rat in your area, you wanna just select the salvager one. Don't target anything, just select the salvager one, go salvage. All right, it'll salvage everything. Honestly, like you might have 8 wrecks by the end of the site, and if you want to clean those up, that's when you want to use your salvager ones on the top here. So I do have an extra slot here, I just never bothered putting one in because I don't have it in my inventory right now. So when I get it, I'll put it in, but right now you can even fit Tech 2 salvagers up here as well. Depends how much money you want to put into this. Now obviously I don't really care, I just don't have the skills for salvager 2s Like 1.6 is nothing. Okay, that's no. It's like I fit my Gila with 2 bill. All right, like when this fit is done, it's gonna be 2 bill. Right? This is just a starter fit. So yeah, so you want tank resistances if you're in drone space in your rigs. You will be taking a decent amount of damage when you're not moving, and you want that tank to get you up to the speed before you have to worry about anything. But as soon as you get up to speed, which is gonna be like 500 meters per second, none of the battleships will hit you. All right, you just have to worry about the small shit. And honestly, you don't have to worry about anything if you're running my fit. Okay, you go into the site. You might want to target the strain frigates, because they will warp scram you and they will webify you. But honestly, you could be moving slow as hell and you will probably kill all the frigates before you even have to worry about anything. The only thing is, the ones that warp scram you, if somebody comes into your system, you're fucked. Okay, you probably want to target those. But I really, to be honest, I don't really bother. I can kill them in a split second if somebody comes in the system and warp off anyway. So I probably do target them. But the trick with this fit is you don't want to target anything, because as soon as you target too much, they start targeting your drones. Okay, and your drones will drop pretty quick. So just don't target anything, and you'll be fine. If you do start getting warp scrammed and your drones are focusing a battleship or something that'll take a long time to kill, you might want to focus the ones that are warp scramming you, but that's it. Okay, so pro tips. Yeah, so running a Sentient, everything I got Sentient, because this area of space drops Sentients. If you want to run faction that drops in your space, because it's probably cheaper, then run faction that drops in your space. But for the most part, Sentient I find is the best. So Sentient omnidirectional tracking link with obviously a tracking enhancer on it. I run the Pythium A-type medium shield booster. Now you could put the large X-type on here, but depending on your skills, you probably won't be able to get cap stable. Okay, let's be honest. But it would be awesome to get that 370 every 3.2 seconds, right? Now, as for obviously you want to be cap stable, so I run the Republic Fleet medium. Now you can put a large on here. You do have enough, leftover shit to put a large, and that will help you a little bit in PvP. But honestly, if somebody drops in on you, you're probably gonna die. So you want to get out of there before somebody drops in on you, especially in a shiny ship like this. Now, I will be running faction 10 MN afterburners on here eventually, but for right now I'm running just Tech 2, and it seems to be doing perfectly fine. So you got Tech 2, 10 MN afterburners. Bottom slots here, you want to fill them with 4 Sentient drone damage amplifiers. Now I do have one Tech 2, but I'm still doing 826.7 DPS with just 4 drones out. So it's up to you. If you want to put in full Sentience, go right ahead, but it will cost you an extra 200 mil, roughly. Then you want your Sentient omnidirectional tracking enhancer. That'll help you kill the small shit, especially the ones that are warp scramming you. Like I said, you want to take those off the field if they become a problem. Another thing, damage control. You can put a faction one. I don't. I just stick with the Tech 2. Tech 2 is good enough. To be honest, I don't think I ever faction damage controls. They're just too expensive. The ones that are like in the green faction zone, they tend not to be the greatest, and the officers are just ridiculously priced. Okay, so just Tech 2 that. If you want to go with a blingy fit, I would advise against any blingy damage control. You don't need it. Yeah, so Tech 1's in the tops, EMs in the rigs, and yeah, you're good to go. So, boom. Now, I will empty out all of this so that you guys can see what I bring in for just, by the time the site is finished. So, go ahead, do that. Item hanger. Alright. So, let's go out. Okay, here we go. So what I do is I go ahead and highlight the local, so if anybody pops in, it catches your eye immediately. I also have the overlay set to blink. If enemies come in the system or neutrals come in the system, they blink, so that helps get your attention as well. I do not run Near 2. Alright. Near 2's been discontinued. I can't even find a download. I would love to install it, but I can't figure out how to do it. So, but I've never been caught. Alright? Never been caught. And this fit is amazing for getting away. So, we'll go ahead and we'll go do a patrol, right? Patrols are the most dangerous ones you'll ever run in the ship because of the amount of subcaps. They're not subcaps. The amount of like sub-battleship, right? Anything lower than a battleship. It's just, this site will demolish you if you are not fit to tank it. The hordes, at least they don't web scram you as much, but the patrols are really bad. So we'll go run a patrol and I'll show you how easy it is.
Warp drive active.
Plus the patrols seem to spawn more sentient spawns, which give you, you know, everything for your fit. So like your sentient drone damage will spawn, your, like anything sentient will spawn. Alright, you'll be amazed at how much of this fit you can get just by ratting. So if you do die, no, like by the time you finally die with this ship, you'll have so many of these modules left over. Like you just refit a ship for, you know, the cost of the hull essentially, and the shield. So, yeah. Anyway, so obviously I spawned in too close to this structure. I'm gonna go ahead and burn away. Turn on my prop mod. Wait about 5 seconds or so, and then you go ahead and drop your MTU. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and launch my drones just in case I forget to do that. Go ahead and launch your drones, drop your MTU, launch yourself. Now you see the rats have spawned, perfect. Go ahead and orbit your MTU at 1,000. Now you see the drones will split off eventually. So, okay, so good. They're focusing the frigate. That's perfect. Most of the time, they'll focus the frigate, but sometimes they'll focus the battleship. And when they focus the battleship, you will get warp scrammed and shit before they destroy that battleship. And if somebody comes in the system, you might panic a little bit, but it's fine. Just, if somebody comes in the system, target that, you know, I'll show you how fast you target these, okay? So, boom, 6 seconds. Okay, the guy still has to scan you down, so you're fine. 6 seconds. If you got one warp scram on you, you're fine. Okay, so I'm taking a little bit of damage. I'm gonna turn that shield booster on. Alright, so, yeah. So, as you've seen, it didn't take me very long to target that. Once that's targeted, you just focus it with all your drones because you want to get the hell out of there. As soon as that warp scramming frigate is dead, you recall your drones. You don't want to leave those out. That's like 40 or 400 million ISK worth of drones. Okay, you don't want to leave that out. So you recall that while you're aligning. You want to make sure you're aligning while you recall those, so that when they get into your hull, you instantly warp off. Okay, you don't want to have them get into your hull, have somebody warp in on you, and then, you know, be aligning out because you might get caught. So you want to align out before you know, while you're recalling your drones. All right, so. See, as you can see, I'm staying at like 100%, you know, maybe dropping down to 90 sometimes. When you do get, you know, 2-3 waves spawn on you, you'll go into like 80%, maybe 60 at the most. Never will you drop below 50, alright? Not with this fit. So all I'm doing is I'm orbiting the MTU, got my prop mod on, got my shield booster on. Oh, I forgot to turn on my tracking. Okay, so that's good. Turn on the tracking, that way they can kill those annoying frigates faster. And you're good. You basically just sit here. So I killed a couple of them. I'm gonna tell my salvager to salvage. Obviously that was a little late. I should have done that right after the first kill, but that's fine. Should only have like maybe 10 wrecks left by the end of this site. So go ahead and run this. And yeah. Yeah, if you want, you can also be helping the salvage by just, targeting the wrecks will not aggro the NPCs to target your drones. And as you can see, I'm not taking any damage on my drones, okay? The geckos are the biggest target. They'll take the most damage, and they're not taking anything. So, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and salvage, you know, this stuff. Primarily want to avoid the ones your drones are already salvaging, because that's just a waste of time. So get everything else. And I'm just doing this right now to make up for the time that I wasn't getting my salvage drone to salvage out, so you guys can see what it's actually gonna leave at the end of the site if you were to do it properly, not like I did it. Alright, now as you see, you're losing a little bit of DPS from not having a augmented light drone out, but that's fine. You're only losing 40 DPS, right? It's not a big deal. You're making up for it in the salvage. So whatever you lost, ISK-wise, you're making up for it in the salvage. Don't worry about it, okay? In the salvage, you're gonna make more money off the salvage, okay? Trust me. If you sell the salvage outright, you'll make about the same, oh, probably a little bit more actually than you would with the light drone out in bounties. And if you build stuff with the salvage, you're making a hell of a lot more. Like, I would double the amount that you'd be making with that light drone, so don't worry about it. Now remember, my DPS, 826.7, that is obscene for a drone boat, okay? Most people that rat in like VNIs and stuff, they're only putting out like 600, right? At the most. Like even a Gila puts out like 720, okay? Like that's a pimped out Gila. So my Gila puts out, I think, close to 800, but it's like 200 bill, alright? So don't worry about that. Now you can tech 2 this bit. I don't know how cap stable it's gonna be. Probably still be cap stable. But you're not gonna put out as much DPS, you're not gonna clear sites, and you're not gonna see the ticks that you want to be seeing, alright? Although it is gonna be a hell of a lot cheaper. But the cost is circumstantial. If you're in drone space, right? Let's see. If you're in drone space, oh, 1.3, that's because I have my drones out. But if you're in drone space, you're gonna be getting these sentients on a regular basis, alright? So I wouldn't even factor that into the cost. Right? So if you just take these out, right? You'll see like it drops the cost of the ship pretty substantially, right? Yeah, so there you go. So you're like down to 1.2. Still gonna be expensive. Okay, so never mind. You might as well just run Sentient. You're saving yourself like 3 bill. Not really saving yourself much. So, or sorry, you're saving yourself 300 mil. Not really saving yourself much. Alright, so Eric just joined. Now you see how fast I caught that? It was literally like seconds after he jumped into local, so. Boom. Yeah, so I was wrong about the speed. You're going to be going 375, but still, your signature radius is pretty small. Yeah, so 170 meters. Nothing's really going to target you other than cruisers, frigates, battle cruisers, that kind of stuff. Battleships might hit you once in a while, but it's nothing to be worried about. Like, you're seeing very little red here. So, see, it hit me, and even if it hits me, it's doing 53 damage. It's nothing, alright? Now, the only thing you gotta worry about with this fit, and pretty much any other fit, is if a carrier drops in, but I don't think they drop on patrols, so you don't have to worry about it in patrols. But if they drop in on you, like let's say in a haven, in Garissa space, you want to just align out, recall your drones, and warp off. You don't want to be sticking around, see if you can tank it, because you can't, okay? This thing does like 2,000 DPS, doesn't matter what size you are, it's going to kill you, alright? This repper will keep you alive for 20 seconds, alright? And then you're dead. So, if a carrier drops in, you want to get the hell out. But, I mean, that happens once out of like 200, 300 sites, so don't worry about it. It's not going to happen to you. And if it does, hopefully you're paying attention. You don't miss it. Most of the time I'm not paying attention, and I'll just notice it when, you know, I start going in armor, and I still get out in time, okay? Not a big deal. So, this is basically an well, it's not an AFK fit. I don't condone AFKing at all. But it's like very minimal respawns, right? It's like you show up in the site, you drop your shit, and you kill a few, you go salvage, you go watch a movie. You come back after your like 30-minute anime is finished, and you salvage whatever. Well, your salvager will probably salvage everything by then, but hey, just warp to the next site, you go watch another episode, you know, rinse and repeat. You're making 60 mil, 70 mil an hour, right? I made 1.1 in just salvage. I'll show you the tick when it comes up. So like right now, yeah, that's not, okay, so that's not from today. But once I get the one from today, I'll definitely, you know, bring that up. And yeah. So you'll bring in 24 mil per site in just bounties, and you'll bring in about 5 mil in loot. Alright, and then the Sentient spawns, you'll get anywhere from 5 mil, well, no, I'd say at least 10 mil from the bounty, or 8 mil from the bounty, let's say 10 mil from the loot, and so you'll bring in anywhere from 20 mil just from the Sentient to about 150 from the Sentient. Because if it drops one of these damage controls, yeah, you are balling. Alright, that is like 180 mil out here, 120 I think in Jita, just for the module. Yeah, so lots of money, okay? And I don't know if these can drop the carrier, like, fighter support units, but if it does, that's $1 billion ISK. You just made $1 billion ISK, man. Although I don't know if it can drop. I think that can only drop from the carrier. But if you do get a carrier spawn, man, you just call one of your buddies over with like a super carrier, and he just blaps that, and you're making like probably like 1 to 2 bill if it drops the Sentient, you know, fighter support. So, and if it doesn't, you're making like at least 30 mil off of the initial kill, so the bounty, and then you're making, you know, anywhere from 100. Well, I'd say 50 to 100 mil off of the loot and the wreck, right? You want to salvage that. So lots of money. Yeah. Very little effort. PvPers hate this. So if you don't like PvPers, definitely run this fit. You will piss them off royally. Okay, they'll come in, they'll be like, ooh, look, fucking Ishtar. That's great. Let's go kill this Ishtar. You know, at a certain point, they won't even bother with you. They can't catch you. They can't do nothing. Okay. As long as you're sitting at your computer and you're not like going to the bathroom or nothing, you're good. All right. Nothing will ever catch you. They can come in with a saber. They'll, you know, scan you down in like 20 seconds, because your signature is so small, and they'll take them another 10 seconds to warp to you. By the time to get out of warp, even if you're held down by frigates, you'll get out of there. Like, honestly, I've been flying ships like this for about 3 years, and I bling them to the shit. I am the biggest target in the world. I've had countless people warp in on me. Yeah, I've either killed them because I knew I could get away, or I've just gotten away. I mean, honestly, they can't catch you. Unless you're an idiot and you go to the bathroom. And I've done it a couple times, and you know, it's frustrating when you lose a 2 bill ISK ship because you had to go to the bathroom. Honestly, if you've got to leave the computer for anything, and it's going to be more than 20 seconds, dock up. Alright? Recall your drones, bookmark your fucking MTU, because the drone, like, the enemies will not target it. Dock up, go to the bathroom, do whatever you have to do, then come back, okay? You do not want to be leaving a ship this expensive out, alright? It's okay to bling your ship out, but you gotta be smart. You know, I'm very risk averse, alright? The chances of getting caught with this are like 0.001, okay? You're not gonna get caught. So, the only way I could ever see it happening is if somehow the site fucking manages to have 3-4 frigates on the field that are warp screaming you. Okay? It's not gonna happen. And then some guy is really good at scanning, he's in a saber, and you know, he just knows where you are, because he came into the site, bookmarked it, left, and then you were still doing the site when you came back in. They do that, okay? So just be careful. Alright, so I'm not getting aggroed by these, so I'm gonna target this guy. This doesn't usually happen. And, you know, give it a couple seconds, they will eventually target you. It's just it's a delay for, let's say, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It's gonna cost you a little bit on your tick, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. So go ahead and engage that guy, just so you can get more of an accurate gauge on that. Now, if you do want to, you can put, I think, an auto targeter on the top slot here, and they might target your drones. I'm not too sure if they will. Yeah, maybe not a good idea to try that, unless you're really paying attention and you want to test it out for yourself. But yeah, if you put an auto targeter here, chances are they won't yellow box you like this. Alright? For some reason, I find that they yellow box you a lot less when you have an auto targeter up here. Yeah. So I'm going to switch over to that view. So like you see, there's a couple of these left, but most of them are like smalls, right? So your drone will eat those up pretty quick. Got a couple larges. If you want, you can soak up the larges here. And just go ahead. Eat those up real quick. Yeah, easy peasy. You know, 2 mil off of salvage. Did I get the tick yet? Nope, didn't get the tick yet. Well, let's put the music on and just watch for a little bit.